It's Fernande. First of all, just to bring us up to date with exactly what this case is all about then.
So this case was brought by South Africa on the 29th of December, and it says Israel is violating the Genocide Convention, which was signed in 1948. Now, it's signed by both parties, by Israel and South Africa, which is what allows South Africa to bring this case here at all. Now, the Genocide Convention, of course, aims to prevent acts of genocide. That means acts that are aiming to wholly or partially eradicate a group based on their nationality, ethnicity, or religion. And South Africa says that is what is happening here in Gaza. It filed a 48-page document in which it outlined, how Israel was preventing food and water, humanitarian assistance, medicine, shelter from the Gazan people. And of course, also talking about the immense destruction, the bombing, and the large number of people killed, more than 20,000, which is 1 in 100 of the people in the Gaza Strip. Now, the two have traded bombs in the lead up to this. You mentioned what the Israeli Prime Minister said. South Africa yesterday said that they're only doing this to prevent the ongoing onslaught in Gaza. Much more of this heated rhetoric to come in the opening statements by South Africa's agent here when this starts at 10. And of course, a heated case being followed by hundreds of people here, a huge pro-Palestinian demonstration taking part of just a few hundred meters away, big screen where people will be watching, and an Israeli demonstration taking place here as well. So tempers running high over this very loaded question of whether Israel is committing genocide.
Fernande, what do we know of what will actually happen in court? And of course, depending which way it goes, what the consequences of this might actually be?
So the important thing, Stuart, is that today is not about whether Israel is committing genocide. That is a case that will take years to prove. This is a quick thing, provisional measures, which means emergency measures. South Africa says these measures need to be taken now to stop the genocide happening. Now, the measures they've called for include an ending of the military operation, as you mentioned, but also increasing access to humanitarian aid. They want evidence to be preserved of any crimes that are being committed, and they want also military personnel to be punished. Now, the court can go along with this. They can also provide their own measures. They can call for a ceasefire, for example, a temporary one. We'll have to see what they do. This will be quite quick. I mean, this is an emergency measure, so we'll have a verdict in a couple of weeks. South Africa starts today. Tomorrow, we'll have Israel having their rebuttal, their defense. But they are taking this seriously. I mean, Israel often does not appear in international cases. Here they are present. They have sent a judge, a former chief justice, a Holocaust survivor to join the 15-judge bench. South Africa has also sent a judge to join the court who was in Robben Island. So both countries really sending their top brass and taking this very, very seriously because, of course, although this verdict, when it comes through, will not be enforceable, it is legally binding. And of course, it matters on the world stage. It matters in public opinion. I mean, when this court says that you should stop an invasion, that carries weight. However, I must say, if you look at the past, Ukraine also was very quick to come to this court in 2022 after the Russian invasion. Then the court very quickly ruled that that invasion should stop. Of course, what we've seen is Russia has done no such thing. And again, because the UN Security Council is the top organ that can enforce rulings from this court, where, of course, Russia has a veto, and Israel's ally America, the United States, has a veto. It's very unlikely to be enforced, but of course it does carry a huge diplomatic and moral weight, I guess, on the international stage when there is a ruling from this court.